What's going on? Starting relayer today, The Gates of Delirium. 21-minute track that Anderson described as a war song, a battle scene, but it's not to explain war or denounce it. There's a prelude, a charge, a victory tune, and peace at the end with hope for the future. He originally planned to base the entire album on the literary work War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, but instead opted for a sidelong track inspired by its themes. Mraz recalled a discussion about the story with Anderson as they had both read it, after which Mraz presented him with a copy of Delirious, a French science fiction graphic novel by Philippe Droulet. Mraz said he related to it immediately, so I think that perhaps as a title, The Gates of Delirium came from that. The song originated from several short themes that Anderson had amassed in his head and played them to the group on a piano very badly. He was relieved when his bandmates understood what he was trying to do. Anderson now kept track of its structure by recording sections of it on cassette tapes, leaving Anderson to figure out the next part as the group would develop what was put down prior. The song was recorded in sections at a time, though the group was familiar with the entire piece beforehand and spent several weeks recording takes of each section and selecting the ones the members felt were the strongest. Once picked, the sections were edited together and overdubs were then recorded. Yeah, I mean, a lot of their music, like every single time I'm like, it sounds like it was dropped right there. It just sounds like it was like cut in. It just sounds that way. It's not super bad or whatever, and I assume maybe a lot of people may not even notice that, but, there are times where, to me, it's just kind of obvious. So, overdubs were then recorded. The battle section includes crashing sound effects that were created by White pushing over a tower of used car parts that he and Anderson had collected from a scrapyard. Howe remembered Anderson becoming too excited in what he envisioned, isn't that what you're saying? The battle to be? Leading the group to produce one mix that was too far gone and another too safe. Following the battle, the track concludes with a gentle song that later became known as Soon. Anderson later, which I think they edited down to a single or something like that. Anderson later thought that The Gates of Delirium did not come across effectively on record, but fared better in concert. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to check out the record, so. Alright, here it is, Gates of Delirium. Bam. Steve Howe. Fluttery stuff with the keyboards and the cymbals. Bass harmonics, alright?
Stand and fight, we do consider they mind it all. And in a pact between us, unseen as we go.
musically, it's not as clean as the last record. It's not. There's more masking. I've been noticing it the whole time. There's almost like there's like separation issues. I think it has to do with the keyboards. I think. It's hard. It's like there's just masking that's going on. Some of this music is very cool though. Yeah. It's like it's like you can hear that there's keyboard, like it's more like you feel the keyboards there, but you can't really pick it out at times. But the frequencies that it takes up kind of muddies a little bit the rhythm section.
within and soothe the soundless night. Oh, waiting for you, our reason to be here. Soon, oh soon the time, oh we move to gain will reach and come. Our heart is open, our reason to be here. Long ago, set it to rhyme. Soon, oh soon the light, ours to shape for all time, ours the right. The sun will lead us, our reason to be here.
All right, there it is. Cool. Yeah, that whole end soon part was all very nice, right? The guitar, the lead stuff, the acoustic stuff, the singing, melodic stuff was all nice. The bass chords, that was all cool. A lot of the music stuff, like early on and in the middle, you know, all the chaos stuff was very cool also. In the beginning, there was like it was like a little like, I mean, even this says like, you know, progressive rock jazz fusion. So they're getting a little even Return of Forever a bit. And that even goes to what I was saying on the last album, where it's like this sounds more like stuff I used to listen to when I was in college and outside of college, just like the more crazy, you know, just in that, going in that vein. This right off the bat, I mean, obviously it said it here where, you know, just whatever the sonic issues, but you hear it. It's there, you know, even if it didn't say that, I would be like, because just the last album sonically, just all the stuff that Rick Wakeman brought to that last album with his sound design, soundscapes, I felt like this could have really benefited from that, because I'm wondering, it's either just the mix or the keyboards just kind of masking, where it's almost like, it's like you're hearing parts of it. Parts are like through glass, and the glass is just a slightly, just needs a little Windex, needs more polish, it needs more refining to just bring out the clarity of instruments, instead of just like covering up certain frequencies that just start getting muddy. There was a bit of that, and especially when you're just layering on all kinds of just chaotic sounds, right? When the music starts getting chaotic, that's where you can get in trouble with that, where it's just like, okay, you almost get lost in what you're hearing. You're like, what am I actually hearing? It just sounds like a muddled mess. I mean, even with that, I think the music is cool. Music seems cool, right? I mean, first time hearing this, so I would say it's kind of a continuation of the last record, you know, in that kind of way. Yeah, it was cool, but I feel like I would have rather Rick Wakeman, what he was doing on the last record on this. I feel like that would have been the difference, potentially. Whatever it is, whether it's just his sounds or even maybe his arranging of it, it's like, okay, if this is where the band is sitting, I'm going to go up here so that I'm not just in the same range as everybody else, or as Steve Howe, or as, you know, just where the rhythm section is kind of lying. I mean, Alan White and Chris Squire, there are a lot of sections in this where they're really just a machine moving together, and you feel it, and that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, to me, Alan White he's their drummer, right? Right? He's great. He's great with these guys, so I think that's all cool. So, nice. Yeah, it's cool. Dig it. Dig it. Yeah, musically it's cool. The end was all nice. For me, more this had to do with like sonic stuff, so that the impact is greater, right? Because then you have to like listen through. This is where multiple listens probably would help, because then I can, you know, just it helps your ear hear it more. You're deciphering it, you know, it's just like doing its thing the more you listen to it. Where if it were like clearer, then you just hear it clearer on the first round. You just hear it, you know, and be like, okay, all right, this is what's happening. This is happening over here. Things are able to pop out more at you, clearer. So yeah, anyways, sounds cool. All right, and that's side one. I dig it. I don't have anything, I mean, you know, the playing and all that kind of thing, all that's a given to me. It's all a given. That's why it's like, yeah, I'm not going to, you know, everybody's playing great. Everybody's playing fine, right? We already know. It all sounds great in that kind of way. You know, maybe it's mix. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just mix, as opposed to like the arrangement kind of thing, which is what I'm talking about more in terms of, you know, registers and sonically, where like sound design, that kind of thing. Maybe it's mix. Anyways, regardless, there it is. All right, side two is up next, Sound Chaser. All right, catch you then. Later.